Alright guys, welcome back to another cast. Travis is joining me again for this one. We've got Tsuke versus Wydwen, Lion versus Scorpion. Who you like in this match, Travis?
Well, recently I would say the matchup has shifted more towards Scorpion favored. However, we do see that Wydwen is not running policy debate, and that would be like the crutch of why I think the matchup has shifted more towards Scorpion, especially Scorpion Dragon. It's been a matchup that in the core set was considered very Lion favored because Ready for Battle would stop one of the main control cards of Scorpion. But we see that since there's no policy debate, and indeed Wydwen is running like a more traditional Scorpion Dragon list, with very few cards outside of the core set. I think this will go much like the traditional core set expected matchup where Lion will be favored.
We see from Scorpion some interesting things to note are he's not playing any let goes. He's decided to play Tattoo Wanderer, which will obviously help him in this matchup.
Very, very much so.
And,
definitely the better card in this matchup.
Yeah, and he has 3 Cunning Magistrates.
Yeah, and I'm curious how useful this Cunning Magistrates will be against a lot of the Pride characters or Self-Honoring of Lion.
I mean, it could be pretty sick, because if he loses and the Pride characters become Dishonored, then he doesn't have to put any work into making them useless.
Yep, it's really going to depend on those early matchups. However, actually, Tsuke is not running the full Pride characters, just the typical Kunso. He's not running the Waku Kabe guard, and he has a much more of like what I consider like a mid-range, slower Lion build, not necessarily a mid 5 build, because he's running Venerable Historian.
Yeah, Historian, Triple Assassination, Prodigy. I could see this being like a bid 1 to 2 deck. He does have Storehouses to make up for some of his lack of draw.
Yeah. I feel like Tsuke's deck might bid reasonably high early on, but be able to easily switch over in the mid-game.
Tsuke only has 1 Honor General, which is, I think, different than most Lions. I know a lot of players have said that Honor General is one of their best cards, and they wouldn't like...
It's definitely one of the best 4 drops, but I actually think a lot of Lions are leaning back off of him and running Uchiaki instead to fill that kind of same slot.
Which is interesting, because Uchiaki is really hard to, like... This matchup's a little bit different, but, like, against other matchups, it's really hard for Lion to consistently gain favor. They don't tend to win on defense. They can defend and potentially like not get broken, but they don't necessarily win their defensive attacks.
That's very true.
And so it's hard for them to like trade even on favor. They do have a lot of Pride characters though. Like leaving Venerable Historian back and just like leaving it for 3 glory is pretty sick.
Yeah, I think that's what Tsuke does mostly, which is another reason why I'm kind of surprised he's not running the Waku Kabe, because like that character just for 1 gets you 2 glory for favor.
Yeah, and he has Censures on his list too, so favor for him is important. It's kind of a Nambo with Uchiaki, obviously, but it's still another reason he wants favor.
Yeah, I don't think he's like super all in on favor, but it certainly helps because another interesting about Tsuke's list is he's not running the Imperial Palace. Joe, I don't think he's going full for it.
Joe, he can't run 6 discards. He would only be able to run 5 Scorpions or Seeker. You'd have to cut Mirumoto's Fury, which I think is definitely more important for Scorpion.
Yeah, I think this matchup's going to kind of hinge on Lion's opener a bit.
Yeah, usually.
So I think we'll know how the matchup's going to go fairly early on based on who's going first and what Lion's flop particularly. A Scorpion's flop won't matter as much. Wydwen also runs Censure, albeit only 1 copy, so that does give him 4 potential counterspells in his deck. As for Province lineup, another interesting thing about Tsuke's deck is he chose to run Fertile Fields over the Manicured Garden.
All right.
Again, sort of cementing the idea that his deck probably doesn't bid 5 nearly as often as most other decks.
Yeah, I agree. He's playing Shameful. I've seen some lines play Pilgrimage. I don't know if you touched on that.
That is true as well. That's sort of like take or leave it. You either run the traditional Earth province on the stronghold and run Shameful Display in the home row, which makes your home row a little more deadly, but also a little more volatile.
Or you
It's
run public
easy to break. Or you, yeah, public form pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go. That's fine.
Yeah. That shakers up your home row a bit. And public form pilgrimage, I think, is more popular with the unicorn splash. Because being able to redirect with the talisman towards the public forum can be a very good play in the late game that can let Lion sort of catch up if they're behind on tempo.
Agreed.
So I think Shameful Display and Ancestral Alliance is probably the right call for this type of deck.
Yeah. Just waiting on Wydwen to join the game.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see the attachment control in this game, considering both players are only running 6 attachments, and they all pretty much cost 0. Wydwen has 1 court mask.
The fate cost, the 0 fate on let go, I think will be a pretty important thing. It lets Tsuke buy more out of Dynasty.
Yep. And
that is obviously Lion's strength is high rolling on Dynasty. So this first swap will be very telling of how the game's gonna go.
Looks like Tsuke is going second. And I think, like, just looking over the decks more, I do think the matchup does favor Tsuke, because the Calling in Papers is not going to be super valuable this game. Miyamoto's Fury can be tricky with Ready for Battle in Tsuke's deck, and a Fate Worse Than Death is traditionally not super great against Lion.
Also, it can be hit by, or you can Ready for Battle it and then use that character on a political attack.
Yeah, that's also true. Very true.
So
we'll see how it plays out, but I think it's slightly favoring Tsuke at the start.
Tsuke only mulligans 1 from Dynasty, so I expect a pretty strong Lion flop here if you're only mulliganing 1. Going second's also a big deal. Wydwen has a lot of expensive events that he wants to be able to play, and so we might see a buy into a pass from Wydwen.
Yeah, Wydwen's not running that high on the conflict characters, though, so he's very much more reliant on the Dynasty characters.
Alright, so
like
Tsuke probably kept Staging Ground, the 1 and the 2, and then mulliganed the Keeper slot, if I had to guess.
That already kept the Keeper as well, which is
well,
fine.
he mulliganed 1, so I guess...
Yeah.
I guess he would have... Well, I'm assuming Staging Ground Berserker were 2 of the 3 cards he kept.
Yeah, definitely I would have kept a Berserker, and I would have kept a Staging Ground if I saw it. The Tactician, I probably would have kept as well. So I really, any of these. This is a near ideal flop for him, going second. Going first, you obviously want to see an LPB.
Yeah, for sure.
Going second, this is perfectly adequate.
Now, if you're Wydwen, what do you buy here? Do you buy Outcast? Because it'll be a 3-3?
It's a tough call. You can see that Lion's probably going to have a 3-character start here, and you're going to be able to get passing first. So you can go a little wide yourself. So I kind of like the idea of Outcast Rumormonger.
Okay,
just to give yourself 2 conflicts this turn, or a conflict defense.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he does. Good call. Now Tsuke is gonna buy Berserker, so he buys Tactician 1 Fate, Berserker no Fate. Do you like fading your Berserker?
I love fading my Berserker, but I think in this case he's choosing to go for more value than he is for raw aggression.
Passes Dynasty without using Staging Ground. Interesting. I would have thought you would Staging Ground with 4 Fate left, but I personally don't play that much Lion.
Yeah, I certainly don't see much harm in it. I think it's right now more or less a case of he's going to do it mid-conflict and then see what charge option he has.
That's fair.
Rather than like after Wydwen makes his first conflict.
So we see a bit of 3 from Tsuke and a bit of 5 from Wydwen. So I think this bid is going to be around, like, I don't think Tsuke will ever go higher than 3.
That's fair. That's
unless he has to, obviously.
Yeah, I assume he bid mid to high early on, given the way his deck is built, and
yeah,
that's about right.
So Outcast in this matchup will almost always be a 3-3. So we see an attack here from Rumormonger.
I imagine it's going to be Void or Water.
I would guess Water, political Water.
Yeah. Water gets countered by Ready for Battle, but like if you do land the battle on the Berserker, it's quite nice.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to fight through those Ready for Battles at some point, right? Like it's just tough. Neither of his characters have Fate, so Feast or Famine's not a big deal. Hits Shameful Display though.
Ooh.
We saw Political Earth also, so the Tactician's going to defend here. If you're Tsuke, do you move your Dishonor? Do you move the Dishonor token or the Honor token from a character?
I think I'd move the honored status away from the
Tactician.
tactician. Well, actually, I don't know. The berserker is already 4. You'd make it a 5 strength military threat, which makes it break quite easily. I don't think he would move it, but let's see if he does.
He chooses not to.
Yeah. And this is a political attack, so Tsuke won't get the draw of this gifted tactician, which is a little sad. See the assassinate come out. All right. Well, that's okay. I just pass and sit on this here.
No, looks like he's playing Miyamoto's Fury.
I don't see it yet.
Oh, I thought I saw one of the fate. I thought I saw one of the fate. Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, I did see a fate disappear.
Yep, you're right. I saw it after there is.
I think that's reasonable to play Miyamoto's Fury. It saves the conflict. It saves them from claiming the ring, and you're gonna discard a card anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically.
Scorpion's quite low on honor now.
They're gonna go down to 5. It's tough though. Like Scorpion has the box to just always keep them afloat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think honor in this matchup is more of a pressure mechanism than it is any sort of real win condition. We can see a mill water Lion here can't really push through a dishonor victory very easily.
We can see mill water and just.
I agree 100% with mill water.
He did staging guard also, by the way, and we see another.
Oh, that's savage.
Rally, holy crap! Rally is such a swing in this matchup.
Yeah, well, that's one use, and at least it was turn 1.
Yeah, that's
and it doesn't look like he's suffering any real significant losses off of it.
Staging ground flips tactician staging ground, by the way, so not a very strong flip.
But that staging ground might protect the shameful display.
Oh, it's political. Yeah, oh, Jesus. Yeah, right. Oh, there's Tsuke's assassination on the outcast.
Yep.
So a pretty aggressive turn by both players. I mean, both players just kind of controlling the board. We got some scouting going on, so this attack on Rally wasn't too bad then.
Wydwen's got a number of conflict characters in his deck he could play though, and the shameful display could just break here.
If he has Add Up the Shadows here with an attachment, that'd be good. But the problem is all of he chooses not to play any of them. I was gonna say all of his conflict characters are just 2s.
Yeah, and he needs 4, so he would have to put like a fate on and then attach it for it to be a decent play. So, not bad. Tsuke, it's actually relatively even considering Tsuke drew two less cards. I think the honor pressure's getting good.
Yeah, I was saying I think Lion is slightly ahead on this turn just because he did get a lot more in honor. The draw, like he's gonna curve the draw down. He's only down 3 cards also, so it's not that big a deal. We see
a Steadfast that stays around forever.
Steadfast, gifted, and we see a nice charge target in Totori.
So I don't expect the charge to stick. But Wydwen does only have
one courtier, and it's not a great courtier to dishonor.
Yeah, that's for sure. The favorite niece is already pretty poorly statted.
I bet you we see Miyako here. I could see Miyako being bought here.
I could see it too.
That's a way to generate advantage over the long haul. And Miyako is 3 military, which is something that Scorpion doesn't have a lot of.
Yep, there it is. Good call.
So we see Miyako 2 fate, Steadfast with no fate because it's not gonna die. And now do we see the favored niece? That's the question.
It is a good question. If there's no favored niece here, there is no.
Tsuke first
Tsuke passes.
Wydwen steals.
It's not like he's in staging grounds here.
All right, Rega, that was a D minus. Alright, so Wydwen 1s, Tsuke 3s again. So the Steadfast Samurai is going to die now.
Unless significant honor loss happens for either side.
The number is 5, right?
Yeah, you see the staging irons come up with a Spirit Caller and a Gunso. Totori's still the charge target here. I think Tsuke is going to go for this military conflict first.
I think you just attack Rally.
Yeah, you should just attack Rally. It's quite literally free. I like Earth personally, but Fire does get you a keeper initiative as well.
Yeah.
With Totori, you would get 2 Fire Rings. So that's also very good.
It's less.
Void is also a consideration.
Yeah, Void would be interesting. The Fire Ring is less good against this Illusionist.
Yeah. It's less good, but it's still fine.
It's still fine. Yeah, we do see no courtiers for Scorpion here. So if he has charge for Greater Glory to keep this Totori around and can rebuff a Void attack. Another reason
Go ahead. Wydwen could have a charge for his favorite niece as well.
He could. Yeah, that's fair. That's another reason to consider Void though. Also, is if you can get that plate of fire off, you protect your characters.
Yep, very true, very true.
So there's so we see charge Yunako, not charge Nice.
Okay, well
There's a katana.
That's a nice safety net for.
We can see calling in favors here.
Okay. We could. I'm pretty sure I just called this in on Bianco.
How am I in a bad mood? No. I am the law. I am the law. I make the grades and the puns. There's no arguing.
So we're still waiting on Wydwen's action here. Clearly considering something before he passes.
So I can see calling in favors. Is Wydwen's playing Bonsai, right? Like I know some Scorpions aren't. Okay, he's playing 3.
Or I'd maybe consider just using Yunako's action here.
Well, I think you Yunako first, right? Because then it forces the line to at least stronghold.
Yeah. He just goes straight to Bonsai.
Okay.
And spends the honor to do it again. Charge Satori is still on the table, so if Tsuke has it, then
I think here's a good opportunity.
I see no reason not to do it.
Yeah.
One issue with the lower bid lion decks is that you're much less likely to see the for greater glory charge combo to really get massive value because you're drawing less cards.
That's true.
And yeah, we just see a Bonsai in return from Tsuke.
So Tsuke's at 8.
Tying it up.
We're gonna see Yunako flip here.
It would just bow the lion stronghold effectively. And
yeah, but I mean,
things back on.
It's a free action, right? Like so, like you should just take your action and see if your opponent does the same. Like I like taking small actions and see if my opponent messes up.
That's fair.
We see a Fury. Ready for battle? We do have the ready for battle.
There it is. All right, sweet.
Ready for battle is a really sick card. Like it's so good.
Yep, it's the main reason Scorpion struggles in this matchup just a bit. Scorpion really relies on the ready for battle for just blowing out some conflicts, and Lion can ignore that. Yep. I'm assuming Tsuke does not have the charge.
I would assume so, but I also wouldn't be surprised. He does have 8 fate right now, so like, he's at a huge advantage. He's only down 1 card. If he escapes this turn, like he's gonna go into it with a really big turn. Yeah,
he might just be able to do the whole. He's probably a discard Taturi, and assuming he protects the stage and ground, he'll have a Gunso and a Spirit Caller with a Taturi in the discard.
Yeah,
and be able to buy multiple characters next turn.
For sure. Joe pointing out that Ready for Battle was really sick when every single person was playing Dragon Splash. I have to agree.
Yep, it was a very sick include. But no one was really splashing Lion because the main reason to splash Lion at that time was Ready for Battle.
That's like a sick meta call, right? Like the meta is Dragon Splash, so you go 1 up. There's the calling in favors. So it's...
Yep. Denies 2, basically.
Yeah, instead of the 4 because of the Dishonored status.
Okay.
Do we see Charge Taturi here? No, Legion of 1. Is he going to kick it?
Oh, maybe.
He chooses not to kick it.
I see no reason to. Scorpion's basically out of...
You could break.
Katanas.
Well, you could break.
I don't think Tsuke really cares to break right now.
That's fair. We see another charge on Nice now. I think I would have done that sooner than later.
Yeah.
Like I think
we're afraid of charge.
Yeah, I guess I like charging Nice first, so then I can use her ability to dig. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So huge investment on this conflict, but I do think Tsuke is gonna have it.
So we see Lion Stronghold bringing it up to 10 again. We can see that. Oh no, Wydwen doesn't have no fate.
That's the favorite Nice use. Yeah, Wydwen has no fate.
Well, I was saying he could Illusionist maybe, but he has no fate. What's Wydwen's row? So does this mean he put Pilgrimage under his box?
Most likely, yes.
Like we are seeing.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Like I would assume it's Pilgrimage on the box.
It's 100% Pilgrimage on the box. I don't see why you'd put any other. Maybe Shameful. Shameful's alright against Lion.
Yeah, that's fair. So, what we see for Shame. So that was a very expensive conflict for Wydwen to win.
Yeah.
He's
no
fate.
Even on Honor now, though.
Yeah, he's good on Honor. He has no fate though. Like He also has this Miyako with 2, so he's gonna have to attack Shameful unless he wants to risk Feast or Famine.
Very true, very true. Another thing to note as well, he's going to get a Fate back here, so he'll be able to play a one-cost conflict character
That's
like
true.
the Tattooed Wanderer.
Yeah, yeah. What do you do here? I think you Water Ring, so then you can unbow your Yunako. Like, you could do Political Water.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so risky.
The Yunako's not that super great right now because it's honored.
It's still 4 mil.
Well, I mean, this is his mill conflict, isn't it?
I would do Political Water, is what I'm saying. I would Political Water at Shameful.
I see.
I would Paul Water Shameful, and oh man, he's so lucky he hits Fertile Fields. That's so risky to take 33% to lose. Like I think that might lose him the game if Miyako gets killed this turn.
Yeah, I agree. That was a very risky attack here.
Are we gonna see a Fury here from Tsuke?
It is political. It's not water though, it is earth.
Okay, well, Earth is fine too, I guess. I don't dislike that.
It's just always good.
I do find it. I guess he was basically the way he was thinking about it was he was doing political, so if he hits Feast or Famine, he can't break it unless Tsuke puts a fan on his guy. And like Tsuke doesn't have that many cards in his hand.
Well, he discarded a fan earlier for the favored news. We see how court games go out on the Miyako. Seems excessive unless Tsuke has another trick that will end up.
Nope. Earthring resolves. Discards another court games at random.
Interesting. If I had 2 court games, I would just suck up the Earthring because there's a good chance that the Earthring discards one of my duplicate court games that I don't really need to.
So goes Void here to protect his Tactician.
Yeah.
I would have considered Water, just to force the Illusionist to block.
Yeah, but the same way, the Void is just as bad. It's just whether or not you want to force the Illusionist to block.
I guess it depends on Wydwen's hand. Like, if Wydwen has another military buff, he could just go for a break instead.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, right? The Void Ring doesn't threaten you not being able to get your next conflict, so Wydwen could then do one. He could do like an Air Ring.
Very true. Yeah, I think I like the water more and more here, just because your goal here is to just survive this.
Yeah,
turn.
exactly.
Go on the next turn, buy out a huge board, a big swole dude.
He has so much fate.
Wydwen doesn't defend. It also denies Wydwen another fate from a ring. Yeah, I don't like the Void here. I think I would go water.
I think Water was correct. I mean, look, Void is probably the second best one, but I think Water was the correct play.
Totally agree there.
Alright, so we see military. Now, does Wydwen have one more military buff? That's the big question.
Oh, he's scouting.
It's Art of War. Okay.
Again, it could have been Feast or Famine. I guess this is a military, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And Tsuke only has 2 cards in hand. Art of War will change that if he goes for the break here.
Tsuke bonsais the Illusionist. He wants to break Art of War.
Okay, so he's spending a card to draw 3.
So he's drawing 2, basically.
Yeah. It's a net change of 2 at the cost of a province. He'll lose to Ganzo, but that's not a big deal. And I imagine at the end of this turn, Tsuke is going to drop to 3.
Man, if Wydwen had a Feast or Famine here, it could have been a really big swing. You put the Fate on the Steadfast from the Miyako, and then your board is better, and you have more Fate. Like, that would have been huge.
Yep.
So we see Illusionist removing status from Miyako. That's another reason that Court Games wasn't that great, is because the Illusionist was going to die, so he's obviously going to use that on his remaining character.
Yeah. If like he hadn't used it, he still have a Court Games in hand, which, while not super amazing from what we see right now, it could have been very useful later on. But it was Wydwen spending a Fate for it.
So
just sort of cementing Tsuke as a Fate advantage.
Cards are even. Honor is pretty close. It does turn off the Scorpion box, but we just see a massive Fate advantage for Tsuke.
Yeah. Very huge. Tsuke's gonna take a very slow Dynasty phase. He'll still be able to buy the Spirit Collar. He could even go so far as to buy it with like 2 or 3 Fate.
Yeah. Well, we do see Shugenja for Wydwen. Does Wydwen have Cloud the Mind? He does not.
Nope, he's just running the Corvus 2 Katana 3.
Yeah,
fan.
having no Cloud the Mind is a really big deal. Like, Cloud the Mind and Spirit Caller is like one of the best things you can do. Like, I would definitely buy Spirit Caller 3 Fate here. He's just gonna he's gonna Storehouse first just to draw the card because he's conceding the fact that he's not gonna pass first.
Very much. Like, he didn't drop the Gunso. The Gunso was on a broken province, so it was discarded.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you break the province, it doesn't matter if you choose to discard it or not. It's being discarded at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Nice with 2 Fate. Like, or Wydwen's gonna start digging. It looks like.
Yep, all those really awkward cards in the Lion matchup I mentioned before, being able to dish those and maybe draw better ones, very useful here.
What do you think about only 2 Fate on the Spirit Color? I think I'm gonna gun 3.
I think it really depends.
We see a Gunso.
Gunso. That's super
Gunso's
lucky.
another good flip.
Super lucky.
So what, you Gunso, so Prodigy 1 Fate, Gunso 1 Fate.
Yeah, at this point I think you just start building a board as Lion.
Flips another keep, flips the third keeper.
Gosh. That's not great right now for tempo, but if the game goes longer, all 3 keepers being seen this early is a big deal.
Yeah, jeez. Kingsley in chat saying "living the dream." We see Luke saying "this is Lion." A bunch of wows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, such Lion.
Yeah, wow. Such Lion. Many wows. He still has 6 Fate also. Like, it's pretty sick. Does Tsuke have any conflict characters? I know some Lions play the Crow.
I don't think he does. Pretty sure he's just on attachments. Yeah. 34 events, 6 attachments.
All right.
So he's going to have 6 Fate, which means next turn he'll have probably close to 12 to 13 Fate.
Yeah, he just needs to keep the staging ground alive.
Yep. And it's on a shameful display, so I don't know if Wydwen's going to go for it.
So Wydwen bids 3, Tsuke bids 1, so Wydwen is now less honorable, so this Outcast is now turned on. We see a double attack from... we're going to probably attack Fertile Fields here. I don't think you want to attack Shameful or Feast or Famine.
Feast or Famine would be really bad.
I mean, Feast or Famine would be head scratching.
Yeah. So he's going to go with the Fertile Fields,
yep.
and then he's going to have to somehow mount an attack on the Shameful.
This is where Fertile Fields is nice, though, because the Scorpion doesn't want to attack the other provinces. You're going to get to draw basically 2 cards a turn as opposed to the 1.
Whoa. Is this a military attack?
Yeah, it's military water.
I mean, I guess you just throw the tactician under it. It's a little sad for Tsuke not getting value out of the 2 tacticians he's played, but it's good job from Wydwen to play around that card and make sure he doesn't trigger it.
Let's see. Wydwen passes. Is Tsuke going to play anything? Or is he just going to let the break happen?
I think it's going to depend on what he draws here.
Plays a Katana.
I think he's not just letting
I think he just wants to
happen.
prevent the break. I don't think... Because, like, it's the water ring, right? So, if he just... Preventing the break is exactly a victory.
Yep, very much so. We just Wydwen on 4 fates. We could see a fate worse than death happen on whatever Spirit Caller is bringing in.
Oh, awesome.
Almost certainly to Terry.
Alright, so we got Brohit Motap and 482 Handsome Dan with the subs. Thank you very much, guys. I normally don't like pander for subs in my thing, but I mean, if anyone has Twitch Prime and you want to use your free sub, I will gladly take it and use it for the stream. So we see another fine Katana on Miyako.
Yep, I believe that's the first one that Wydwen has actually played from his deck.
Yeah, he calling in favors Tsuke's one, right? So Tsuke's down to 1 Katana left.
We see another assassination. Tsuke does run 3, so it's a very valuable assassination to take out an outcast. And while Tsuke does go down to 3 honor for that, I feel like his attack on the next complex is going to be fire, and so that should give him enough honor to probably float himself up a bit over the next few turns.
Alright, so we saw... Are you going to see this Nice activated to maybe find a card to break?
Maybe. I think the only card he could find is Bonsai, but
Calling in favors is good here. It's a swing of 3.
Is he playing it or discarding it with the Nice? Because I don't think he's...
Oh, he discarded it.
He
yeah, wow.
Fade. Yeah.
What do you think about that instead of just playing it?
Let's see. If you play it, it's a swing of...
3. So it's -2 from Tsuke, +1 +1 for you for the Dishunter. It doesn't matter. He has a Bonsai. All right, so.
Yep, and we do see it break.
This is going to be the big attack here.
Just let that break.
We're going to see military fire. He's
Yep.
attacking with the Prodigy too. Interesting.
The Prodigy's very interesting. Does that mean it means he probably has for shame, and that will really deal with the favored knees?
Yeah, I don't think he needs the for shame though, right? Like he's bringing Toturi back.
Yeah, but
Maybe,
Woodman's on forfeit, so Toturi is not going to likely stick around.
One thing Wydwen's a very good player, so obviously he'll probably know this, but if he gets for shamed, he has to make sure to bow and not dishonor, because if he dishonors, he won't have a dishonor for edict.
Very true.
Oh, I guess the Prodigy is only a courtier though, so only one character would get for Greater Lord. All right, it's not that bad then.
Yeah, unless he honors Toturi with the fire ring and Toturi stands his ground, but I don't think stand your ground is in Tsuke's deck.
I agree. I do not think it is in his deck. It is not.
It's not. So yeah, it's not the best for Greater Glory, but I think the bigger deal here is he's getting 3 Keeper Initiates off the back of this, and he'll be able to honor one of them with Toturi's reaction.
You honor that, and you probably honor the Prodigy?
I would maybe honor the...
Oh, no, you can just dishonor the niece. You can dishonor the niece, too.
Well, if you have Foreshame, the niece is probably gonna... Well, it's gonna be bowed and remove this conflict.
We see a Katana.
Anyway. So, I'm not a huge fan of this Katana play.
There's a let go.
We see a let go.
So that means that Wydwen is down to 1 Katana also left in his deck.
Yep, very true. Actually, no, wait. Didn't he play both of his Katanas? He's only on 2.
No, he's played 2. He's got 1 left, right? Or is he only on 2? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, he's only on 2 Katana.
Oh, because he has a court. He has a court mask in his place of the 3rd.
Yeah, correct.
I'm still
Tsuke waiting to pull the trigger on this.
Is that the 3rd bonsai?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So Wydwen is out of bonsais now.
Yeah, that's a lot of expenditure of mill buffs, but Lion is down 2 breaks.
Well, we're gonna see. I mean, Spirit Collar hasn't even been used yet.
Well, I'm assuming he's waiting to see if Wydwen would spend a fate elsewhere, playing around a fate worse than death, which I can only imagine is happening right now. If it doesn't happen, then it was a good bluff and good on Tsuke to try and play around that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But at this point, you have to play into it. He even used the Lion Stronghold before pulling out Toturi.
So we
as
see
a
a
means to go around it.
All right, so Toturi's here. Let's see what Wydwen's got. Like, if he doesn't have for shame, this Prodigy attacking is very loose because he could have another. He could just have another conflict with this Prodigy.
And there it is. Fate worse than death going on to Toturi, kicking him out of the conflict.
And Tsuke's out of cards.
In the conflict. Yep.
We see Gunso being dishonored.
Yep, because of pride. And Wydwen's spending a lot of cards to sort of what I would consider delay the inevitable here.
Well, Tsuke's only on 2 honor is a big deal.
Tsuke is only on 2 honor. So if you have a way to reach out and like dishonor this tactician or sneak in a conflict here, but he's out of fate.
He's out of fate.
I think next turn Tsuke will be going first. He's just going to attack
fire
air
again.
Or fire first.
No,
yeah.
probably fire.
I feel
again.
like air might put you safe, but yeah, it really depends.
Well, unlike other like Scorpions, Wydwen's not playing any like coverts. He has no Yojimbos and no skirmishers because he's not on Crab Splash.
Yeah, so I guess if Tsuke bids 1, the worst he could do is lose 1 honor from the air.
We see a general. General's
great.
So what in his dynasty? Like what? I guess you can bring tactician back with. You could bring a tactician back to draw a card. Ooh, you could bring a Gunso back to gain an honor.
Yeah, the Gunso would be the right move.
So if the Gunso wins the conflict, he's going to become honored, and then he'll go away with pride.
Yeah, he's already got hand advantage on Wydwen, so I'm not.
He's going to stage.
I'm not
staging grounds here.
Worried about that.
Flips another spirit. Oh, flips a Prodigy. Prodigy's
really good.
Yeah.
And the Spirit Collar is also pretty solid.
Well, the Spirit Collar is safe. You can actually just leave the Spirit Collar there. It's on Feast or Famine.
That's very true. Save it for when your current one goes away.
So I think you.
Yeah, you're just gonna do the same thing you were doing before.
Yeah, you're
just
gonna
do
fire.
Fire. Wydwen is quite literally out of military buffs at this point. The only thing that can stop you would be Fury.
Fury and
Fate worse than death.
Well, he only has 2 fate.
Yep. Assassination would do it too. but I mean the general is pretty well immune,
I mean,
and it's very difficult
Wydwen
to
would
just
have been a
stand
1
down
honor
against
too.
this. Yep.
He just buys out. So he just leaves the Spirit Color there on top of Feast or Famine and buys out the Historian to defend with.
Yep. If he gains 2 honor somehow, that Historian will be live.
No, it's so even if he airing to 2, Wydwen immediately steals it and gets ahead of him.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's true. Even if he does get 2, so he needs 3 honor net. So I guess that Venerable Historian is not like the greatest buy. Probably just gonna use it to get favor. Probably attacking military water here again, but you can't go too all in because these 2 black artists are actually very scary when you're this low on honor.
He's just bringing in the Gunso and the General, it looks like, which is reasonable because both like that plus the Lion Stronghold, and he can Spirit Caller in another Gunso.
It's a base of 6, which is 2 more than Wydwen's board combined, and Wydwen's out of military buffs.
I think if I'm Wydwen, I just put the Niece here not to lose, so I don't lose an honor, or you could just take the honor loss.
Taking the honor loss isn't that bad. Because what's going to happen here is if Tsuke brings out the Gunso,
oh yeah, Kingsley pointing out he can use the Fire Ring to honor his Historian for the defense.
Oh, that's true.
Very true. And then his Historian also will give him an honor when it dies. I like that. I like that line of play a lot.
I think you don't defend this. First off, this rally kind of needs to die. You need Lion to start attacking to your dangerous provinces.
I agree.
Second off, if Tsuke wants to feel like, if Tsuke makes the mistake of using the Spirit Color to bring in the Gunso in the discard pile, he'll go to 4 honor and you'll go down to 3 for the not defense, and that'll mean you can just use your box and deny Tsuke an effective honor.
Chat, also, you guys got to remember that Scorpion has played all of his Bonsais and all of his Katanas. Scorpion literally has no more military buffs.
Yeah, we see Wydwen sort of come to the same conclusion, deciding not to defend the province.
Yep. Is Tsuke gonna bring a guy back just to get an honor? He can bring Gunso in here and just get another honor.
We could see a charge.
No, we can't. Wydwen's played both of his charges.
Is he only running 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, Wydwen has 2 more Furies left.
Yeah, Fury is nice, but at that point, Tsuke will just bring in a Gunso from the discard pile. So even if you play both Furies, it's not going to do anything.
Someone in chat asking if you're Wydwen, do you... Yeah, so we see him bring Gifted Tactician, so he values the card over the honor.
Well, like I said, the honor in this case would just go straight to Wydwen. So
right, because he go to 3 and you go to 4. So we see if Nice discards Cunning Magistrate, Tsuke wins the conflict, and now we just see the Keepers come back. This is not looking good for Wydwen.
Yeah, 3 Keepers, and he can honor the Venerable Historian.
Yeah, let's see if he uses that line. You can honor the Historian, or you can dishonor the Niece. I think are the two best lines. You see a Forgerited Glory also, which is huge.
Dishonoring the Niece is what he does, and that's more of a long-term plan. The Venerable Historian is much more of a short-term.
He keeps the what's it called? He keeps the Gunso around for one more turn.
That's also very true. Well, I think more importantly, this general is just going to be here the entire game.
I actually have to lower the screen zoom because Lion's board is so big.
I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, so he is attacking Feast or Famine. I mean, I don't like it, but I don't think you can break Shameful.
I don't think.
Actually, I don't think you can break this either.
I don't think you can break anything Lion is committed to.
Well, oh no. Here, so here's the reason you do it. So it forces Tsuke to defend it. You're not gonna break it, and so you don't get an activation out of it, right? So Shameful is an activation, regardless. Whereas Feast or Famine is just a blank province because Tsuke has to win this conflict.
Yep.
I would be defending with more. I would be defending with my Historian also. Yeah, there we go. We see. All right, I just defend with all your guys.
Yep. And then
this is like the only way you can lose. Like
poke back with Earth.
I would absolutely have defended my Keeper here too. I think this is like I don't want to take any risk. Like I don't think I can lose if my. This is another reason to bring back the Gunso, by the way, is to go up to 4 honor.
Well, I mean, again, Scorpion would just use the Stronghold.
Oh yeah. Sure. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. It's playing this right.
No, so I forgot. I forgot the unopposed would bring him down to 3. That's the big thing.
What was the 4
No, he discarded it to Nice.
Oh, to Nice.
So Nice
Okay.
is out of activations.
And we've got 2 characters left for Tsuke to just go ahead and poke Earth probably
We see
after
a court
this.
games. He chooses Dishonor Prodigy.
Yeah.
Prodigy with the 1 fate. And Tsuke wins the conflict. Whew, that was close. That he was like a for shame away from being in trouble. All right,
Yeah,
so
for
if
sure.
you're Tsuke here, what do you attack?
I think Earth. Blade gets rid of a blackmail artist, but Earth is
He chooses
gonna
Void.
choke Scorpion out of the game.
Chooses
He
Void.
decides to go for Void.
Runs into Pilgrimage. So that must mean Shameful's under the Stronghold.
Yep, I guess so. And against Lion, I don't think it's a terrible idea to put Shameful under your Stronghold, but it's certainly different.
Pilgrimage is nice. It does prevent like just Toturi, like getting like random things with Toturi, like even on pokes. Wydwen doesn't defend. He's just gonna take the unopposed and then steal with the Stronghold.
This also leaves him with a favored knee standing. He will not get the favor though.
Wydwen does have 4 fate now. We could see another fate worse than death.
We could.
Like, so you could do military. Well, you could do military with the Nice, and then fate worse than death the keeper, and then that puts him down. That will be an unopposed, and after the steal, that would win him the game. Do you follow my line?
Yeah, I see it.
So if he,
There's a dishonor, so it's on. Is that a court games again?
yeah.
All right, so no fate worse than death.
Well, no, he still has 1 card in his hand. Like, if his last card is for a fate worse than death, he wins here. Oh no, he wins right
there
here.
It is.
Unopposed.
Unless Tsuke has charge.
Yep, Tsuke needs exactly charge.
Yeah, the favor's going to do it. Even though the favor needs us dishonored here, this is going to be pretty bad.
This is where going water would have helped. Oh, there's the charge!
Yes.
Oh my god! This game.
Holy
crap! This is like heart attack city, man. Like, we're literally seeing a loss, and then Tsuke's like, "Nope, I got this, no problem. I thought of everything."
Yeah, Scorpion spent their entire hand going all in on this too.
Oh my god.
Oof.
So
here's the question: are you going to be real greedy and like pull out a Gunso from your discard pile with the Spirit Collar?
Absolutely. Your opponent has no cards.
That's true, actually.
It's not greedy at all. It's 100%. It's 100% the correct play. I mean, I hope Tsuke does it, because that'll put him on 2 honor then instead of 1. And we see
the honor of the Spirit Collar
yeah,
that's good play.
Well, we see Shameful also. He should also bring out a Gunso here.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I just want as much. Yeah, there it is.
Perfect
Very cool. I just want to see as much honor in the pool as possible. This board is so big from Tsuke.
Yeah, and Tsuke's been holding on to a few cards all game. I have to imagine he has one of his 3 censures in hand. And
he's only playing 2.
It's going to be very huge.
He's only playing 2, but yeah, it's pretty huge.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance he has a censure, which will give him much needed protection next turn.
Wow, this. I appreciate Wydwen going for it. Like, I think a lot of players just don't go for it often enough, but that was...
Play to your outs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, against this Lion board, like, that is your out. Next turn, you have very little chance of winning a conflict. Remember, if he didn't win a single conflict that turn, it's even worse now.
Oh, yeah, Rega saying he should have gone after Feast or Famine, and I have to agree. And we see Ujiaki with favor.
Dude, Ujiaki in favor. I think this might be like the second time I've ever seen Ujiaki use favor. I play Phoenix, so I'm slightly biased.
Yeah, because you guys get the favor so often.
Oh, like it's impossible for Lion to get a favor away from the Phoenix.
If you want to, there are Phoenix players who just don't use box. Hash. you use
Yeah,
box
use
emo.
box.
So we see Shoju come out.
We see chat getting a little tilted because Jackie comes up right after Lion secures favor, of course. As it does.
Luke with the salt right here. How do lions always flip? Pog champ. Yeah, that's true. We see double blackmail artist with Shoju. So I mean, Tsuke's not out of it yet. Like he could still very easily lose.
Oh yeah, and air conflict first here, all in political, could just be the game.
Absolutely, and you get to you can covert Ujiaki.
Yep.
I actually think actually think Tsuke just might be dead.
Yeah, it really depends here.
He needs a fury. He needs his own fury.
I think actually a really sick move here for Tsuke would actually be to bid 2. Because I imagine Scorpion's going to bid either 2 or 3 and take one back with box. At Tsuke, you could even bid 3
that's
if
greedy
you
from
wanted
Wydwen,
to
because if
full
you bid
safety.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna lose anyway. I guess you lose if you bid 1 anyway. So bidding 2 is the same thing.
Wydwen, it's like perfectly safe to bid 2 because you're just going to get the honor back if Tsuke bids 1.
Yeah.
So Tsuke's mind game should be to bid 2 as well.
I agree.
And just get an extra card. Bidding 3 is risky.
Tsuke bids
Yep.
1.
There it is.
2. Yep. This is the Scorpion thing.
Yeah. I mean, like as Tsuke, there's actually very little risk in you going 2 here.
Well, 2 is the same as 1 because you lose either way.
Yeah.
He
Well, no. Like if Wydwen bid 1 and you give an honor to Wydwen, that's fine because you'll be on 2 honor, but that doesn't save you. You have like
no.
a
What
3
I'm
honor
saying
loss
is
thing here.
being on 2 honor and 3 honor is exactly the same.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're saying the same thing. We're just doing it poorly. I think you have to just defend with everyone here. Like, there's no reason not to. Like, even throw in the Spirit Color.
Spirit Color has 3 political, so I mean.
Like, yeah, like just throw her in.
Yep, there she is.
So Shoju's going to be used to kill the Sakoma Prodigy, and that'll cause Tsuke to lose an honor immediately.
Yep.
And then he could lose up to 3.
Yeah, Tsuke's called GG, so.
How much is that total? 13
it's
to 10?
13 to 10, and he's gonna kill a Prodigy, so it's gonna be 13 to 9, and then he can kill another guy to make it 13 to 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a shame.
Is it though? I think Wydwen played it very well. Like,
yeah, he played it very well.
He played the situation very well. Like he wasn't gonna win the game through conquest after the triple keeper, so he had to go for.
Yeah, I meant like it's a shame for Tsuke because like he felt like he was able to like sort of like ride out some of the early aggression and maybe start to come back on board.
Yeah, I think both players played very well.
Yeah, forgot the covert. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
All right. Very good game.
That's gonna be the game.
Wydwen Pare, a classic example of always playing to your outs.
Mm-hmm.
And overcoming what I think would be slightly disfavored for him. So
yeah, Luke, though, but if Tsuke doesn't get dishonored here, I think he's in a very good position to win the game. Yeah.
Like super favored going forward. It's very hard to unlock the bird from Lion's control at this point.
Alright, I'm actually going to go ahead and end the stream here. I'm going to grab some dinner. But thanks again, everyone, for checking out. Thanks for everyone who subbed. Yeah, this game didn't take 3 hours or anything. We have a top 4 match, or we have the top 4 set now. The top 4 is going to be, so we have Kingsley versus Sir Largeness. We have Vince versus Wydwen. So we have 2 Scorpions, a Crab, and a Dragon in the top 4.
It's almost as though it were to be expected.
And so it looks like the top 4 matches are all going to be live on the 27th, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. Looks like Rega and crew will be bringing that to you guys. So I would look for an announcement on that. and just I will be hosting Rega, or we'll figure out how to just get everyone as many eyes on this as possible, because I think the top 4 will be sick.
It sure will. And it's all happening in one day. So.
Yeah, top 4 and finals all one day. So let's figure it out.
Yep. It actually looks like the semifinals are at 9 and the finals are at 10:30. So
yeah, it looks like they're just.
I think it might be running 2 streams for each semifinals.
Okay, I mean I'm sure Rega will contact me if he needs me.
Yeah, sounds good.
All
Thank
right,
you
cool.
for hosting again, Lance was there.
Take care, man.
It was fun.
Yep, sounds good.
You too.